Hi there! In this video, we will discuss the summary of the 8th chapter of Noli Me Tangere by Dr. Jose Rizal, titled Recollections. We will also study the important events, characters, settings, and lessons found in this chapter. Listen and watch carefully, as you will learn a lot from this historical work by Rizal. Let's begin. In this chapter, Crisostomo Ibarra traveled through Manila in a horse-drawn carriage. As he traveled, he noticed the sights around him, which brought back memories of his youth. Even though he had been away for a long time, he realized that his hometown had barely changed. The people, carriages, carts, and shops looked the same as before, but the Escolta area, which should have become more developed, seemed to have deteriorated instead. While traveling, Ibarra thought about what his teacher, a priest, had told him about wisdom. First, wisdom can be achieved if the heart truly desires it. Second, wisdom must be nurtured and passed on to future generations. Third, foreigners who take wealth from a country should give back in the form of knowledge and education. He reflected on how Manila appeared neglected and had not progressed as he had hoped. Now, let's move on to the important events in this chapter. Ibarra rode through Manila in a carriage and noticed the lack of change in his town. He saw Padre Damaso in another carriage, which reminded him of his experiences with priests. He compared the gardens in Europe with the botanical garden in Manila and thought about the lack of progress in the Philippines. Ibarra remembered the lessons from his priest teacher about the importance of wisdom, education, and sharing these with future generations. He felt that although foreigners had taken wealth from the Philippines, they should give back by fostering knowledge and education. Important characters. Crisostomo Ibarra, the main character, traveling through Manila in a carriage. During his journey, he reflected on his past and assessed the changes, or lack of them, in his town. Captain Tino, a notable figure in Manila who greeted Padre Damaso when he saw him in a carriage. Padre Damaso, a priest who appeared briefly, riding in a carriage. He didn't interact directly with Ibarra, but seemed to be deep in thought. Prisoners, people working on the roads, representing the abuse and poverty in society. People of Manila, a mix of Europeans, Chinese, and Filipinos, busy with their daily lives, forming the backdrop as Ibarra traveled. Let us now proceed to the setting of this chapter. The chapter took place in Manila, where Ibarra traveled through different locations such as Escolta, Araceros, the Botanical Garden, and Bagumbayan. Here are some of the lessons, messages, or implications shown in this chapter. The progress of a town isn't just about material things, but also about the quality of education and knowledge shared with the people. Reflecting on past experiences is important to understand the current state of a place or community. Wisdom is a valuable treasure that should be sought, developed, and shared not just for oneself, but also for the benefit of the next generation. Neglect in a town, as seen by Ibarra in Manila, shows a lack of real progress and development. It is the responsibility of foreigners or anyone benefiting from a place to contribute to the education and knowledge of its people, not just take its resources. And that concludes the 8th chapter of Noli Me Tangere, titled Recollections. What have you learned from this chapter? Share your answers in the comments. We also encourage you to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.